control the media at all. So it's not all the media's fault. Because I mean, like, you know that show Maury, like black women watch that show and they see, look at this ain't shit nigga, can't take care of his kids, he wasn't worth shit. But white people look at that shit as like, look at these dirty niggas and bitches on here. She gotta have 3 guys come out since he was one of the dad, and this nigga doesn't have a stable job. They're both
putting all their dirty laundry just out there.
Exactly. But at the same time, you can't just blame that on the white man's media, because like, how many black people our age have role models of what a black family, of like what a black relationship is supposed to look like? Like, how many of us really had like a mom and a dad in the same house, showing how they loved each other and showing how relationships should be?
True, man.
Both me and Shayla do. So
I'm not saying,
but when.
Yes, but we're not the majority of black people though.
It really isn't. Like,
and then like another thing about like, the whole Maury thing is we the black people, not just black people, but minorities choose to go on Maury. We say, okay, that's my fame and glory. White people are like, shit, I don't want my business out there. I don't want people knowing what the hell
they got
I'm
the
doing.
Jerry Springer show.
So that's the difference too between like why there's so many minorities and black people on Maury versus why there aren't that many white people on just talk shows in general like that. Jerry Springer, there's another one that comes on WB2 or CW2 now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That Steve guy that was on Jerry Springer.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's because we choose to go on there and look stupid. I mean, maybe if we thought before we went on there, people...
I mean, that shit ain't really going to happen, though. I mean, we already kind of discussed that. We're going downhill fast.
I don't think we're necessarily going downhill. I think not necessarily as a race in general. I think it's more economic stability, like I brought up before. If somebody flashes some money in your face, you're going to do pretty much whatever it is they want you to do for that money.
But that's bad because that means we're desperate as a race. That means
Not even as a race that we're desperate. We're greedy. We'll take whatever money. I mean, no matter what the consequences are for that.
And I feel like black people put such a high value on money and such a high value on looking good. Like, we'll have a fucking Cadillac, but we won't have a fucking pot to piss in.
We can't pay our bills, but we'll drive around.
But we looking good. Whereas white person, I'll be like, shit, get a house.
I really should watch that movie, Get Him to the Greek, starring P. Diddy and Diddy.
He is the most ignorant fucking fool in that movie, and his net worth is probably at least $300 million, and he's still on TV shucking and jiving for the white man. So it's like you're like, okay, black people will take any kind of money, but it's not just broke black people. Like, it's like black people just don't really give a fuck about themselves. Like, they have no like
self-respect, like for your race respect, like for your like people, the black people on TV like are representation of the black race, because you don't see black people anywhere else. Like, you don't see black people like, well, you see Barack Obama now, but other than him, it's not really in politics like a face for black people. So like I feel like they don't understand that they have a great, like, they have a power. Like, you see Waka Flocka on 106 in Park, and he was talking about how voting doesn't matter. He was high as hell, like, you could tell, but he was talking about how he doesn't even vote.
That you can't even really fault Waka Flocka for that, because why would 106 in Park ask Waka Flocka about that shit? Why would you ever ask him about politics? Why don't you ask a smart fucking rapper? Get Common on there to speak on it. Get KRS-One on there to speak on politics. Get Talib Kweli, get the Roots on, 106 Park. Don't ask Waka Flocka. That nigga probably reads at the first grade level. I have to watch it. Like, it's like I really do have to, because I go to a white school, and it's like my way of seeing black people. Like real talk. Like, BET is like therapy for me somehow. Like, I don't think y'all feel me. Like, when I come home, I don't watch the shit, but I just turn the TV on and put on mute, and it'll be on BET, and I'll just see black people.
Dang.
So it's like I'm just like, I be sad, just like, man, no black people. I need to see my people.
Dang, son. I feel for you, but like that's bad, son. I feel for you.
I feel like there's black people just don't have shit, like, because there's so many black people that hate BET, but it's like, okay, what is she gonna watch? You're gonna complain all day about BET, and then when you get home, you're gonna go watch BET because black people don't have shit else to watch on TV. Like, we don't really have shit, like, but all the radio stations, guess who's advertising? All white companies. So it's like we never really have shit.
It's pointless to watch BET, watching Tiny and Toya and shit. Well, I mean, like they're ghetto ass bitches. Like, why would a successful black person want to sit up and go watch BET with Tiny and Toya and T.I. and whatnot?
Yeah, Tiny and Toya was on for like 2 seasons because people wanted to watch that shit. Because black girls and probably some black guys too wanted to watch that shit. That's why. Like, if you don't want it on TV, then like don't watch it. But people watch that shit. That show had millions and millions of viewers. They became superstars for being baby mamas. Like that's what the black community is about. Like, we promote, we like put them on a pedestal for being baby mamas.
Okay, think about this. What is it? I don't think that's what the black community. At the end of the day, who is it? Who is like writing the paycheck? Like Shayla said, it's the white man probably for BET. It's not. I doubt it's a black person.
Of course.
It's the white man who's finding another way to make us look like we aren't successful.
And that's what's so sad. Like, it makes you feel like you can't get away from it. Like, we can't.
Because I feel like if, say, it was somebody who was smart and intelligent, or a black person who was head of BET, I doubt those, like, half the stuff that's on there will be on there.
Actually, it is the one.
I mean, black people owned BET before they sold it like 2-3 years ago. So I mean, like,
how you gonna sell like BET to a white man? That's like
Marketing, money. Just like I said before.
The thing is that black people have no sense of generational wealth. Like, the Roosevelts, they're still using Roosevelt money from like 1880 and shit. Like, black people, they don't have money like that. Like, we don't pass down money.
But what's crazy is the same thing is happening. Like, I was reading about they're selling all the mines in Africa to China. So it's like we can't, you know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing. It's like Africa is poor.
Go though, bro.
Huh?
That was 2 years ago.
I know.
They selling that.
I feel you. But you know what I'm saying?
All these wealthy black people or like upper middle class black people, like, it's like they don't do shit. Because, like, they're, like, on islands. Like, they don't have, like, a black network. And they don't have, like, a sense of, like, investing and stuff. So all they do is, like, they make all that money, move to the suburbs, and make sure, and put their kids through college, and then they're done. They die. But it's, like, white people, like, they got, like, stock invested, and, like, they have...
I feel like you're wrong right there. Because I feel like a lot of upper middle class black people do invest.
But I feel like the problem with upper middle class black people is that they look down on other black people.
And we talked about this too, how there's such a big divide between.
There's a big divide. They want to be more white.
Yeah,
some of them. But Shayla, you're becoming a quote unquote successful black person. So how are you gonna say that about somebody you're gonna become? That's who you're gonna become.
I'm trying to be middle class. I'm trying to be on top of the fucking world.
Yeah, but okay. So
it only gets worse as you go up. Like,
and I feel like it depends on your mindset. Because if you're gonna be, you can become successful and be like, oh, I don't care about nobody else. I don't care what happens to the black community, or rise up and you can want to give back to the black community. It's just half the people who are becoming upper middle class and upper class. They just don't want to have anything to do with the black community anymore.
And I feel like
think about the struggle that black people have to go through to get to that level. Like, we're black people, and we're all in major colleges. We worked hard in high school, but it's like we have to go. There's shit that we have to go through to get to that level because, like, for one, there's not that many black people that are going to be with us on the journey. Like, I got, like, a few brothers, and I got, like, I guess, like, y'all, like, that are going through the same thing as I am. But, like, a lot of black people, like, y'all know about the boy in Chicago who got kiss white people's ass. Like black people gotta go through shit to get in that corporate position. Like you gotta go through the white man's racism, and you gotta go through black people who are like, you know, quote unquote in the hood or whatever. You gotta go through their shit too, because they're gonna be talking shit about you.
And at the end of the day, it depends on what you want. So people are gonna make or break you.
Some people like build up resentment too towards black people.
And Shella just made a point that we just need to stop basically hating each other. Hating, you know,
that's easy to say than
because it's like hating black people, like black people hating black people is not like conscious. It's like definitely it's super subconscious because you don't walk around like looking at other niggas and be like, yeah, I want to shoot you. But if it came down to it, you might just shoot that nigga over the white guy just because like it's a subconscious mentality. And I see some of the niggas here, like you could tell that they came from some shit like that just because of how they look at you. Like even though like you still their boy, it's like tension between y'all because y'all could start just break out fighting and that shit happens. But
that is true. It's like I think that black men have an instilled hatred towards each other. It's in a sense before we could even think about like fighting. Like it's something that's like in our genetics now, like that the white man instilled. Because back in the day, like black people in Africa, they were like having wars and stuff, but it had nothing to do with because they're black. Like now, like black men hate each other. And then they're like scared of like white people. Like they won't go talk shit to a white person. They'll go talk shit to a black person. They don't rob white people. They rob their own black people that got more. Like they're not killing white people. They're out here killing their brothers in the streets.
And I hate gang members, but like who's gang members? Black people, like black males. But like for example, if me and Ski was walking down the street and we saw two niggas, actually like this happened, but there was Mexican. Like when we was walking and we saw two Mexicans, if there was two niggas and it was dark, you know what I'm saying, and we might have to take them on, like you would know like what to do in the situation. Like we would have no problem with beating them niggas up. But if it was like two white guys, we wouldn't even we wouldn't do nothing about it because it's two white guys and they're not about to mess with us. But It's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like you might have to. I don't know how to explain it. It's more like a feeling.
That's not really our fault though, Wes. That's like our experience. That's our life though. When we go out to the party,
son. You know what I'm saying?
These white boys ain't fighting. That's like black people. It's like we're like I feel like America looks at like the media and looks at like black people that they see, and then like we see this shit in real life. Like we see.
Oh, can I say something real fast? This right here. Black men hating black men is the same thing as girls hating girls. Like, exact same thing.
I feel like that's true, but it doesn't matter because women don't have testosterone and they're not killing each other.
Yeah, women aren't gonna go around stabbing each other with stilettos and shit like that.